so much for being here. My name's Allegra and I work with Isa Urbana, and I just wanted to give a huge welcome to everyone since it's now officially the beginning of Water Week. Water Week is a week-long virtual fundraising event series that we're hosting to make up for the in-person fundraising events. Clearly, COVID has impacted us all in so many ways, including the communities that we work with in Mexico.
Hello guys, my name is Keshav Chandrasekhara, and right now I'm in Dallas running a virtual 5K on the Campion Trails, and this is to raise funds and awareness for critical water sanitation in Mexico.
Just finished my 5K, super out of shape, hair is super messy.
Hello everyone, I'm out here running on this very nice Saturday morning.
Start from the basis that there's no life without water, then you realize that we are prioritizing in things that are not that important and not that essential. When we were making the documentary, I learned a lot of things. I realized that there was not a comprehensive plan and program to guarantee the fulfillment of water to the population of one of the biggest cities in the world. They became the light at the end of the tunnel in our movie because everything else was very extremely depressing.
So we want to shift the paradigm where all too often we don't recognize the free on-site water sources that we have, such as rainwater, stormwater, lightly used household drain water, which I call gray water. Instead of recognizing these as water sources, we look at them as wastes and we drain them away as quickly as possible.
The quality of the water changed the view of the water as something that is sacred, has to be clean in order to have health. And so by raising the awareness of the importance of clean water, just like all of you are doing, we not just attacking the problem of the wetland getting dry, but also of the town people getting into a very deep problem that needs to be solved soon.
We need to start valuing water in terms of emotionally and financially valuing it, in the same way that other resources have been valued, like energy resources almost. And if society and water actors make this move now, then we won't get to a place where suddenly communities are forced into understanding the value of it because they don't have water. And if you have, I have seen, if you have societies that suddenly don't have water, within the space of a week, the fabric of society can break down and that can cause conflict.
So I love the idea of us, making water flow and retaining it and making just kind of a landscape that we are intentionally kind of working with in order to make it as kind of green and abundant as we possibly can for ourselves and for all sorts of other life.
Let it be that, or you can slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope we're feeling warm. That was just a little warm up, yes? We hit some salsa basics. Trabajamos unos de los pasos básicos de salsa. And I also incorporated a little bit of Afro-Cuban. Incorporé un poco de el baile afro-cubano, okay? And the reason I'm doing that is Afro-Cuban dance is the roots of salsa, okay? So we're gonna incorporate that in today. You're gonna see that. and all of the shoulder movement inside this idea, this movement here that I was doing, just so you have a little bit of background, okay? It's in connection, and here too, in connection to Yemaya. Even this idea of me, you wouldn't see this as a right? This idea of me pouring water over myself, okay? So I want to bring this movement in connection to a deity in the Afro-Cuban tradition called Yemaya, who represents the ocean. She is the mother, and we're talking about water this whole week, and Yemaya represents that, the idea of motherhood, of life, of this huge body of water. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I hope you had fun. Yay!
Exhale, releasing hands, arms come to frame the face. We're going to straighten that front leg. Either arms can stay here or you can bring hands to hips. We're going to keep the chest lifted as we fold forward. Maybe finding that balance this morning. When you've come as far as you can, releasing the head and the neck. Releasing the hands to shin. Taking a deep inhale, sending the breath.
I think we do need to find ways to get industries or people that we work in and we live in an area that tourism is really has a strong impact.
Space where they meet with another people from the communities, they talk, they establish like horizontal spaces, and they talk like friends. They come to understand that people living there is just as equal as them. That there is no like difference between enterprise, the people who work in the enterprise and the people who live in the popular settlement.
In Mexico City, it's been really interesting because in 2009, when we started, rainwater harvesting was hardly even heard of, and in many cases unaccepted even. And we've created a market for it, actually. So now, yeah, there's private companies that are getting more and more involved in rainwater harvesting, which for us is a sign of success, because our goal was to detonate rainwater harvesting in Mexico City, that everybody could have a rainwater harvesting system. And we've reached that goal basically. It's very accessible for everyone these days, and highly heard of and accepted. So
suddenly we start using these techniques to regreen those parts back there. Then a whole other world becomes possible. But suddenly they're hooked up with doing these water harvesting things, and they see the potential to do it somewhere else. So I guess it's on the context. No, it's what you can dream. Once you start playing around with water and you see the potential of it, then people dream on different things and start inventing their own.
Mi nombre es Clara Gaitán, vivo aquí en el Ajusco. Esta masita la tengo que amasar muy bien, que no quede ninguna bolita dura. Echarle agua para que quede a modo de poderla manejar, porque voy a hacer una cosa que se llama guaraches. Es una cosa muy sabrosa que se hace aquí en México. Entonces, por ejemplo, ahorita, como ya no se me pega en ningún lado, quiere decir que ya está listo para irme a hacerlo. Es una tortilla, pero está rellena de frijoles. Sashiadia. Está buenísimo. Dice que está bueno. Pasar. Bueno, voy a preparar más.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to be here. The salsa that we're making today has fresh tomatoes, onions. I know in the States usually we have yellow onions and white onions. In Mexican cuisine, it's always a white onion, but the yellow onions are great too. We're gonna use some garlic, some cilantro, and a little bit of salt. Roasted salsa de molcajete. We're getting community support, which is interesting because when we started, I had the feeling like, oh, we're gonna do all this for the community. We didn't realize that actually that road goes both ways. Right now, they're helping us. So it's really fantastic and really affirming.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us.
I just want to welcome you to the conclusion of the Water Week.
More than 10 million people in Mexico lack access to potable water. Mexico City is the center of the country's water crisis. Out of its population of 22 million people, at least 250,000 people are not connected to the central water network, and 40% receive water sporadically or out of very bad quality, mainly affecting families with low resources. The rainwater harvesting system allows families to self-supply high-quality water for 8 months per year that can be used for all domestic purposes, including drinking. It empowers families, benefits the environment, decreases water costs, and increases resilience, especially in contingencies like the current COVID-19 pandemic, where water becomes even more essential. Rain for all.
We had a week of connecting through moving our bodies with yoga and salsa dancing, learning through new recipes and watching an informative documentary, and also in hearing from experts and leaders involved in local and global efforts.
We have collectively accomplished this week has happened during a historic and challenging time when we've had to isolate and often feel very disconnected. I don't want to downplay that. This week has been a wonderful reminder that even during such harsh times, we can find ways to come together for good.
Nosotros somos muy raritarios y somos niños muy felices. Nuestras costumbres y tradiciones vienen bordando mi corazón. La cebolleta, lugar de niebla, que entre montañas me encuentro yo. Ellas me cuentan sobre mi abuelo fuego que un día me habló. Yo soy montaña, yo soy halcón, también soy magia del bien. Yo soy venado, soy soñador, somos los hijos de la lluvia y sol.
We're really excited to be here. So we'll start off with a quick intro. My name is Pallavi. I'm currently a senior at the University of Pennsylvania.
I'm Samira. I'm also a senior at the University of Pennsylvania. Became involved with Isla Urbana when I was a junior in high school. I was part of the first ever Isla Urbana summer program back in 2016 when they brought high school students from Dallas to Mexico City to learn more about the water crisis and to engage with communities that are experiencing high water scarcity and install rainwater harvesting systems. So our project is going to be focusing on installing dry toilets in communities in Tepoztlan during our gap year. So we're just really, really excited to continue working with Isla Urbana Specifically, like my time with Isla Urbana has given me a lot of passion for working on global health, water, and other climate-related issues.
In high school, I never would have thought that I would have been involved with an organization like this in college, let alone like spend a year after graduation doing this. And I'm so excited. Hopefully COVID doesn't get in the way too much. I think the past couple of years, of course, besides learning about the actual like communities and the culture and the state of the water crisis and everything, I think it's like taught me a lot more about just in terms of community partnerships, and even starting this club at Penn in partnership with an organization that's not even, I guess, like in the same country.
My name is Murgayu Kosh. We are from Uplift North Hills Preparatory in Irving, Texas, and we became involved with Isla Urbana through the Junior World Affairs Council, which is, we call it JWAC for short. And I just have to say that so far, every experience that we've had working with this organization has been just amazing.
When I was once in Mexico City, I went and met with Renata, and now it's history. We've brought, from my organization, Via International, mostly university groups down to experience the program and also to, learn about the issues of water and the issues around sustainability in the area. This last summer, we had the extraordinary experience of hosting 50 teachers from the state of North Carolina, and they spent an entire day with Isla, and they funded an Escuela de Lluvia, a school program. So I reached out to a couple of the teachers, and I have here a testimonial I'd like to read. And she says, "I'd love to do this tribute with some words to be shared with the group this evening. Visiting the Escuela de Lluvia is one of my favorite and most memorable experiences of Mexico."
That really stood out to me, that it wasn't just we're teaching others about a better way to do things, or we're giving them this water cistern, or we're giving them these pipes for their school. It's about working together with the community to create a better way.
We are so glad to have you here. And I want to thank you again to all the supporting companies and the funders and our friends, and especially our families, for being here, because this wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you, honestly. It's been an amazing week. Adversity allows for opportunity, and we feel so grateful to share this time with all of you and are excited for what is to come in 2021. Big things can happen together. Until next time, thanks for being part of Water Week, helping to support the families that need it the most, and continue to harvest rain for all. Gracias y buenas noches.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Mariana. Adiós a todos. Muchísimas gracias.